why, yeah, that's why Nathan is dead right in terms of how he deals with Rumpus at this stage. You know you're dealing with a liar, so you can just cut him off the quick. You don't. We've heard it before. We know that they're coming from this fantastical standpoint to begin with, which is a spinning and careering sphere Earth. So yeah, we don't have to hear him out. But yeah, once again, without these actors put in place, your own investigative skills wouldn't have been honed so much, right? So I think in a way, if we can look upon all of this as a sort of a boot camp, it's only when we go through the graft and look back at it can we appreciate it for what it was. Remember, this is all about truth. This is all about the individual's truth here over anything else. And yeah, it's definitely turning out to be all worthwhile, I think, right? We're definitely getting lots of answers.
Well, Pete, you've been on the go for years, and you keep putting you do live streams all the time, and you know, I mean, a lot of your stuff is on the same wavelength as Arwen in respects of you are looking for answers that other people wouldn't consider, like you've got the moon stuff and what have you. I mean, I've not even got to that yet. My feet and brain are firmly on the floor.
Taking photos.
And where we live, and you know, where I live, physically live, you know, you guys are miles ahead of me in your own advancement.
No, we're theorists. We like to speculate.
But hang on, Arwen. Hang on. This is what I was just going to say to Ranty earlier on. You should definitely turn your camera to the skies as well. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about the luminaries, but I have discovered, right, and Arwen, I've been saying this as well, this is not about fantasists as well, developing, you know, ideas within the mind. This is about stuff that we can relate to in reality. If you turn your cameras to the clouds, Ranty, right, you will see repeating patterns. There's no doubt about it. You will see, so it's like there's something being expressed to the clouds and leaving a pattern, cymatics in a sense, right? Now you will find repeating patterns. That's the first step for you, is recognizing that this is not just some arbitrary, random chance or something. You will be able to see them on a daily basis. It doesn't matter if you're where you are, if you're in Holland or the Netherlands like Arwen, or where I'm in Ireland or in America, the same patterns are being expressed again and again. So again, this is a fascinating line of inquiry, and I've been able to trace those patterns back to its source, back to the stencil, if you will. So yeah, I think for the first time with all of this, it's provable. It's provable. It's all provable. And
if there weren't specific patterns to be recognized, then there wouldn't be any meteorology. So,
well, Arwen, for instance, let me just tell you, you know the
types of clouds, different types of behaviors, different types of weather patterns.
I understand. And the one thing we have to be aware of, or certainly the one thing I'm aware of, I don't want to be fucking kidding myself. I don't want to be seeing patterns where there are none. And I have better than 20/20 vision. And also I have this mind, I've been in this long enough to know I'm not going to be fooled easily, and I'm certainly not going to fool myself. I know this for certain. I can see, I know what the patterns are. So you know the NASA logo, and we have the serpent's tongue, right? We're led into all manner of conspiracies purposefully. It's all layered, but ultimately all of these things reflect something that is tangible to us. But that serpent tongue can be seen expressing in the clouds on a continuous basis. You'll always be able to find it. It's a very prominent feature. Another one is, you know, the rabbit ears on the mouth, on the moon. So the rabbit ears sort of come down like this. This pattern is also discernible within the clouds. And it's not just, oh, this looks like that. Upon closer examination, again, you'll find that it's repeatable. You will find it, and it's equally matchable to not just the rabbit ears. The rabbit ears or take that form for a certain reason. Right? So it goes back to the reflective nature of the barrier beyond. So in a big sense, we're dealing with Lucy in the sky with diamonds. We're dealing with one source as it is projecting and it's being expressed.
It's an interesting theory, Pete, but
prove it.
That would require some physical confirmation of this barrier, because in my concept, there could either be a round barrier, a flat barrier, or no barrier at all.
Sandra, Ranty, you know Sandra Coolpix, P900. She sent me a picture of the sun, right, that she said she captured 2 years ago. And it had this sort of strange pattern to it. It wasn't like the sun we were normally used to seeing, right? And she said, I thought it might be interesting. The minute I saw it, I know what it is anyway. But the minute I saw it, I said, that looks very, very, very similar to that. Because I knew it was that anyway. But what I did was I compared it to crater Copernicus on the moon. The match is uncanny.
I remember that.
The match is really uncanny, though, Arwen. And I mean, I don't have any Photoshop skills, but anyone with basic Photoshop skills would be able to cut and paste and put the match up and overlay and all that sort of stuff.
No, you definitely need somebody that can do that for you, because
right.
I have trouble seeing that same level of accuracy in the patterns.
I'll post you the picture that the guy took. But the point is that, I mean, these are all things that are tangible now. So for the first time, we can make these comparisons ourselves. They're repeatable, right? And they're absolutely provable. Now,
it's not tangible. It's still optical.
Well,
really
it's still tangible.
Until you touch it.
Well, you can take an intricate picture of a cloud, Arwen, and you can analyze the pattern, right? So it formulates a picture. It is tangible in that sense, right? It's not delving into the mind, you know. It's not talking about aliens.
Clouds do, but heavenly bodies don't, just saying. And that's what you still base it on.
All the heavenly bodies, Arwen, I can state this with absolute certainty for myself, not for anyone else. All the heavenly bodies are lights in the sky, and they're all traceable back to one central source, which is Aristarchus. Aristarchus is the tree of life, if you will, the capitated tree of life. And when we look at the moon, we're seeing a reflection of Aristarchus, but we're also seeing a kaleidoscopic reflection of the same thing as it's overlapping. So I know
it's a fascinating theory. I'd actually have to.
I've proven it. I should send you on a few pictures. I should send you on a few pictures.
Approach that decapitated tree of life to actually confirm that and compare it.
You can look into the heart of Aristarchus, man, but I'll tell you,
it's still an optical thing that we're then comparing.
Right.
Until you get something physical to compare it with, it's still speculation, because you don't know even how the reflection really works.
This is Arwen. This is what I said, and I will go through it on a hang up myself. Aristarchus is the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxies, everything, all the luminaries. It's the barrier, right? It can be seen expressing through the clouds, through the water, to the sand, but it's also the earth beneath our feet. Now, I have done a match between Crater Barringer and also some craters on Easter Island, and it goes much further than this. But Crater Barringer in Arizona, side by side with Aristarchus, and man, you're looking at a stencil and the pattern that's printed from it. This is how overarching Aristarchus really is. But again, I understand it's just words for you there. But I do encourage
it's an interesting thought, but until you actually can get some visual confirmation, perhaps using Photoshop or anything.
I have, man. I
haven't presented it yet. I did ask you for that.
No, okay, I will. Listen, my next hangout, I'll do a little presentation, just especially for you, Arwen.
All right, I'll check it out. If you,
you know, let me tell you another big clue for us, and it's all over now. And this ability has only come around in the last few years. Is the amateur to send up high altitude balloons and get footage, right? So when we look at the sun above the atmosphere, where there is no distortion, we see consistently the same pattern associated with the sun, right? So we can decide that this is an intrinsic pattern. This is not just some sort of a camera glare, because this pattern is seen on different captures on opposite sides of the world, right? So when then we can look at that pattern, Arwen, in close detail and find a match for that pattern, then we can state with certainty that one is associated with the other.
I'd love to see a forensic comparison to actually be able to confirm that what you're saying is indeed the case.
Ultimately,
so I'll be looking out for that.
Ultimately, it's like anything else, right? It's I will show you my comparison. If you have the interest, then you will need to try and disprove this to yourself, or else you can recognize what I know. You're only going to recognize the same thing that I've recognized, because it's a fixity, right? But yeah, then you can take it on further yourself. But of course, we have to hear every idea, and ultimately by yourselves. Then.
I'm sticking to my baseline. That is, I'd like to see some forensic comparisons to actually be able to confirm that the pattern that you say is in everything the same. Then I'd love to see some forensic proof of that.
That's the thing. I don't have.
Comparing the pictures in detail and overlaying them, and then see if the patterns indeed do match.
I don't have those skills, and to be honest, I don't even have that inclination in the sense, because I do realize this is the individual's path. No one can tell us the truth, right? The truth is coming sort of from within outwards. So this
anyone can tell you the truth. It's just up to you to recognize it.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. So someone could be telling the truth. I don't recognize it, therefore it's not the truth.
People could be telling you the truth and not even realize that they are.
Exactly.
Just have a hint.
Exactly, Arwen. And this is what I keep saying to myself. There are fucking clues everywhere. The truth is everywhere. You know, when they talk about truth hidden in plain sight, again, it's a lie because it's not hidden. The truth is everywhere for us. We just have to see it. Once we see it, then there's no going back. And as I said, let me just say regarding the clouds, we have other repeating patterns. One is the gaping mouth. We also have the crocodile mouth. And these patterns can all be traced back to one thing and one thing alone, which is Aristarchus. The eye of providence can be seen expressing in the clouds. So this is how it all ties in. But yeah,
I'll be looking out for you. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna watch.
Okay, Arwen, I'll see you then in the next hangout. I'll make a list.
All right. Good talking to you, Pete, and good talking to the rest of you guys. See you later, man.
It's all been good. It's all been good.
Later, Ranty.
I've got to go as well. I've got to set off to go and pick the missus.
Me too. I'm going to go for a wash. Nice talking. We should talk sometime, Ranty, as well. That'd be cool.
Definitely, yeah. It's nice.
I appreciate it. Ranty, really, really thank you. All right, you're awesome, man. Keep doing it, brother.
See you later, Jose.
Thank you, Jose.
Apollo, I hope to see you tomorrow on the show, so we can take a look at that moon footage of yours.
Sure, thank you.
All right. Hey, see you later.
See you, Aaron. Thank you.
See ya.
Well, I'm out of here. I start work in like 30 minutes. So next couple of days I work early in the morning, so I won't be able to join the show. But I'll watch the rerun always. Thank you, guys.
And with that, I think I'll say first and foremost another huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in to debate number... what number was it? Let's have a quick look. Super reliable fingerprint entry. 317, so that was the sort of after show hangout, which I'll probably broadcast or publish on Oakley Chord. So one last time, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel for making this possible, and a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing the show. If you like this show, then be sure to hit the link in the info box below this video. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next one.
What a day! What a lovely day!